Hello everybody, I am Dr. Dvipika Garg and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are seeing this video, it means you have already subscribed to my YouTube channel and you're liking the videos. Also, this video is purely based on all the students' demand because they wanted me to cover orthopedic appliances first. Although this topic was scheduled a little ahead, but based on then the demand by the students, I have put this video a little early. So this is, I know, a little tough topic. Okay, it needs a lot of understanding so that you can understand the things well. And MCQs are asked from this question. Even if you're a BDS student, this is an important topic for you. If you are an ortho resident, you are doing the orthopedic appliances, you are using them. Okay, so based purely on NEET MDS point of view, we would be covering the basic of orthopedic appliances first. Once we are done with the basic, then we will be covering each and every appliance in depth. Okay, so starting with the basics of orthopedic appliances, first thing which is very important for students to understand is the difference between orthodontic force and orthopedic forces. Okay, because we are often confused between orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics. So first of all, I'll be making the distinction very clear in between these two things. Orthodontics is all about tooth movement which we bring about by using braces, and when we talk about the word dentofacial orthopedic, it means we are bringing about changes in the jaws, that is maxilla and mandible, with the help of some extraoral appliances. These extraoral appliances which we used are our orthopedic appliances. Okay, and orthodontic treatment and orthopedic treatment, they are very much different from each other. Okay, so to begin with, we will see the difference in the amount of force applied. Okay, moving on. So the first thing which we have is the magnitude of force which is applied. See, in orthodontics, that is when we are doing treatment using our brackets and wires, we need to bring about only dental changes. Okay, so when we are doing orthodontic, when we are applying orthodontic forces, it will bring about dental changes. Okay, so when we have to just bring about dental changes, meaning we have to just move the teeth within the bone. Okay, so we obviously require light amount of forces, which ranges from 50 to 100 grams. Okay, so this brings about your orthodontic tooth movement, which is basically dental changes. But when we talk about the term orthopedic forces or orthopedic treatment has to be done, it means we are moving the jaws. So meaning there would be skeletal changes. Okay, because we are doing changes in maxilla or mandible. So skeletal changes are being brought about. Obviously, if you want to move maxilla or mandible, you require heavy forces. So that takes about 300 to 500 grams of force. Okay, that will bring about the changes in the magnitude and the direction. I'm sorry. Right, so this is the basic difference between orthodontic and orthopedic forces. Orthodontic forces bring about dental changes. Orthopedic forces bring about skeletal changes. Orthodontic forces are light and they range from 550 to 100 grams, whereas orthopedic forces are heavy forces. Why? Because we apply 300 to 500 grams, because this is the amount of force which is required to bring about skeletal changes, right? Next thing which we have is the duration of force. That is how long the force has to be applied. So when we talk about orthodontic force, which is used to bring about dental changes, duration of force we all know is continuous. Why? Because once we fit the appliances, that is once the brackets are put up, wires are running through it, that assembly is not removed from the patient's mouth till the treatment is complete, whether it lasts for 1 year or 1.5 or 2 years. Okay, so the duration of force will remain like that, is starting from the time we have put braces till the time of debonding. Okay, whereas orthopedic forces are intermittent in nature. Why? Because the appliance which is given to the patient is worn intermittently for about 10 to 12 hours a day. Okay, the extraoral appliances which we give to the patient, for example, face mask, chin cup, headgear, are orthopedic appliances which are worn intermittently by the patient for a duration of 10 to 12 hours a day. So that is the difference in the duration of force, meaning orthodontic forces which will be there, which the patient cannot remove. It is not intermittent in nature. Okay, whereas orthopedic forces are intermittent in nature. Next thing is direction of force. Okay, so the line of force passes through the center of resistance. Okay, center of resistance of the skeletal structures to be moved. Now, center of resistance is a very important terminology in orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics. Why? Because our tooth movement, our jaw movement, all the skeletal changes which we bring about rotate and revolve around center of resistance. So whenever we start with the treatment, it is very important we identify or locate the center of resistance. For each and every tooth, the center of resistance is different. Okay, so we need to learn that, we need to understand that. Then there is center of resistance of entire jaw itself. Okay, so direction of force, the line of force should pass through the center of resistance. See, whenever the force passes through the center of resistance, it will always bring about bodily kind of tooth movement. Even if you apply the force at the center of resistance of a particular tooth, the tooth will move bodily. There would be translation of the tooth occurring. Whereas if the force is applied below or above the center of resistance, there would be either tipping or torquing. Okay, same thing goes for orthopedic appliances. The force has to be applied passing through center of resistance so that the body moves as a whole. In case you do not apply the force at the center of resistance of the maxilla, the maxilla will not move bodily. It might tip upward or downward. Okay, so direction of force is a very important thing, and locating center of resistance is the first step which comes before we give or deliver an orthopedic appliance to the patient. Okay. Next thing, age of the patient. You must have seen orthodontic treatment being carried out even at the age of 20 years. Maybe you have seen even 50-year-old patient undergoing orthodontic treatment. But orthopedic treatment, that is your extraoral appliances which are delivered to the patient, they are generally given in mixed dentition period. Why? To make most of the active growth occurring during pre-pubertal growth spurt. Okay, so before the patient hits puberty, there is pre-pubertal growth spurt, which is seen in mixed dentition period. That is between what age group? 6 to 12 years of age. Okay, so mixed dentition starts from 6 years, lasts up to 12 years. So that is the ideal treatment time for orthopedic appliances. Orthopedic treatment should be done during the mixed dentition period so that we can make use of the active growth which is occurring in the patient. That time the patient is growing actively. All the growth hormones are getting released. So we make use of the active growth period and deliver our orthopedic appliances. Whereas there is no age bar for orthodontic treatment. Orthodontic treatment can even start at the age of 12. We can even do it at the age of 25, 55, whatever. But you cannot do orthopedic treatment at the age of 55 years. Why? Because the growth is completed long back. Okay. Next criteria. Timing of force application. So we have seen that orthodontic treatment, when we are doing the treatment with brackets and wires, there is no specific timing of force application. We call the patient once in a month, change the wire, change the modules and ligatures, and send the patient back. Okay, and then till the next visit, the force is being applied. When we deliver an orthopedic appliances, we tell the patient to wear the appliance for 10 to 12 hours a day. Okay, that is the time when the force would be applied. But when should the patient wear the appliance? 10 to 12 hours, okay. But when? Ideally, we tell the patient to wear it at evening and at night. This is the ideal time when an orthopedic appliance should be worn by the child. Why? Can you think of the reason? Why during evening and night we are telling the patient to wear the appliance? This is because of release of growth hormones. The growth hormones which are secreted by anterior pituitary gland are most active during evening and during the night. So that is the ideal time for the patient to wear the orthopedic appliances. Okay, so along with the active growth, we don't only make use of the active growth, but we also make use of the time period when growth hormones are getting released. Okay, so there is already active growth. Growth hormones are also adding to it. So the treatment duration time reduces. The treatment efficacy increases. Okay, so yes, this is the timing of force application while giving an orthopedic appliance. So we all know that orthopedic appliances are extraoral appliances, which naming them, we have head cares, face mask and chin cup. So these are the three most important appliances which you all should know about. I'm sure you must have heard it, but maybe you people are confused in this appliances. Yes, because they are difficult to understand. So yes, these are the three appliances which we would be covering in depth, in detail, and especially the things which are important from exam point of view. Okay, because explaining each and everything in depth and understanding the concept is very important when you are going to attempt an MCQ question. Okay, all the MCQs cannot be mugged up from books. Okay, if you get a different MCQ, your basics should be clear so that you can apply it and answer the question accordingly. So yes, these three appliances would be covered in depth in the upcoming lectures. But before that, what you need to understand is the basic concept of class 1, class 2 and class 3. Okay, so in class 1, our extraoral features are what? Straight profile. Okay, the patient's profile is straight. In class 2, the patient's profile is convex. In class 3, the patient's profile is concave. In class 1, my maxilla and mandible are in an orthognathic position. Okay, they are in an orthognathic position. In class 2, there can be two situations. Either my maxilla is prognathic or my mandible is retrognathic. So, it can be a case of prognathic maxilla or it can be a case of retrognathic mandible or a combination of both. Okay, so diagnosing the problem is very important. That is, where does my problem lie? Whether my maxilla is normal, mandible is affected, or my maxilla is affected and mandible is normal, or both the things are affected. Okay, so this is class 2. What is class 3? Class 3 is retrognathic maxilla and prognathic mandible, or a combination of these two again. So this is basically class 3, where your maxilla is small and it is retrognathic, your mandible is huge or it is prognathic, or it could be a combination of these two things. So to correct the skeletal discrepancy which is found in maxilla and mandible, we need to make use of these three appliances which are orthopedic appliances. And before we start with these three appliances, you should know the difference between orthodontic and orthopedic appliances and a little information about orthopedic appliances. So what did you learn about orthopedic appliances? You learned that orthopedic appliances are used to bring about changes in skeletal structures and 300 to 500 grams of forces applied. The forces are applied intermittently for 10 to 12 hours a day, preferably in evening and at night, to make use of the growth hormones which are released. The direction of force should pass through the center of resistance of maxilla or mandible, preferably, so that the maxilla and mandible can move bodily either in forward direction or backward direction depending upon the case. The age of the patient which is most suitable for giving your orthopedic appliance is during mixed dentition period, that is between 6 to 12 years of age, because active growth is occurring during pre-pubertal growth spurt. Okay, so this is the timing of force applied, and these are the different appliances which are there in orthopedic appliance. So this was all about the basics in orthopedic appliance which you people need to know. Nothing more beyond this. Yes, the upcoming lectures will have all these three appliances in depth. Okay, so what you can do, I hope you have liked the video. Just watch the video once and twice, understand what I'm trying to tell you. Then you can always go back to books and read the concept so that you know you have understood it well. Okay, so all the best students, do well, and I hope your preparations are going on well and you have gone through my previous videos. If there are any other topics which you people want to be done earlier, do let me know, it would be covered. And in case you have not understood anything from this, Write down your doubts in the comment section below. I will definitely get back to you people. Okay, so the next lecture would be on headgear, face mask and chin cup. So stay tuned and all the very best. Thank you.